Hello and welcome to the first episode of the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series podcast. So this is going to be a new thing that we're going to be doing on the channel. So now YouTube lets us do podcasts. So eventually we might have some people that are going to be joining us. But tonight it's just going to be me. So I'm sorry about all the audio stuff. It doesn't sound too great tonight. But next time, episode 2 will be a lot better. This is just a test thing tonight. And yeah, let's get straight into the first FedEx Cup Series podcast. So in today's podcast, we're going to be covering the first half of Season 3, and then some things to probably look forward to for the rest of Season 3. So we just wrapped up Race 8 of Season number 3 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. My teammate IndyCouch won, but he is not full-time, so he will not be locked into playoffs. So your drivers that are so far locked into playoffs with wins, so we have 4 winners this season, so not a ton of parity, a lot less than other seasons, but your drivers locked in for wins for playoffs are Bryce, Dizzy, and Railfan. So those are the only 3 locked in already. We got some drivers that are looking to point their way in. A lot of drivers are looking to point their way in, as we only have 2 races left in the regular season. Indianapolis, which comes next, and then finally the regular season finale at Daytona. So those 2 races are going to be pretty unpredictable. Who knows what's going to happen in Indy? It's going to be our first ever FedEx Cup Series race at Indy, and we're going to have to see how it goes. We didn't even have any Indy road course races. It's just going to be the first one ever at the Indianapolis Oval. And yeah, it's going to be the Brickyard 400, and we're going to get ready to go for that. And then it's obviously the final race of the regular season. Always unpredictable. The regular season finale at Daytona. That'll always be an unpredictable race, as, yeah, who knows how that's going to go. Anybody could win that race. Somebody 15th in points could win that race and point their way into the playoffs and eliminate a championship contender. You never know what could happen down in Daytona, but with just 2 races left in the regular season, it's looking like the points battle is getting pretty close. As, yeah, I wish I could put up, pictures on the screen, but it's a podcast, so we obviously can't do that. I'll have all the points laid out and everything neat for me next time, but we can't do that right now. So I know the points battles are very close. Some drivers that do not want to be below the cut line are pretty much below the cut line. I'm pretty sure Boogie, who is 17th in points, he missed a lot of races, and yeah, he almost made the championship for 2 seasons, but he kept on missing races and won a lot of races. I think he has 5 career wins. And yeah, but he's in jeopardy of missing the playoffs entirely, and he's 17th in points. So he's gonna basically looking forward to season 4. He most likely will be starting a new team called Boogie Racing, and he'll be driving for his own team and leaving Cobra Motorsports. So that's how it looks in the points, and then the regular season finale and all that stuff for the end of the regular seasons. But looking forward a little bit more, you got the playoffs. That we'll look back for a minute here. So we just have a bunch of repeat winners in the FedEx Cup Series, in the first 7, 8 races there. So a lot of them were Railfan, Bryce, and Dizzy were all repeat winners. The only one that wasn't was IndyCouch, and yeah, so yeah, he got his first career win IndyCouch, and then the other 3 even repeated in at least 2 wins this season. I think Railfan has 3, Bryce has 3 as well, Dizzy has 2, and yeah, those drivers have been winning the most this season. So how the wins for all of the teams look is Replay Racing in their first ever season with only Bryce winning has 3 wins. So they're basically just hanging on with Bryce right now. Cobra Motorsports has 5 wins and Ethan Trendler Racing has 1 win. So those are your teams that have won this season. 3 teams winning, 2 cars that have won from the exact same team. Obviously not a ton of parity from the winning teams, but a lot of drivers that did deserve wins, including Galera, me, Ethan Trendler, Isaiah Joy even, PPC, Blue Angel, a lot of other drivers that you can name that definitely deserves wins and hasn't gotten them so far. And yeah, it's going to be a very close battle to make the playoffs, even with the points cutoff line. So that is going to be a crazy battle to make the playoffs. But yeah, we saw a bunch of crazy stuff happening in this first half of the season. NASCAR Heat 5 broke, so the FedEx Cup Series had to take a huge break for almost a month. And we finally returned with race 6 at Kansas Speedway, and it was an okay race, but then the next 2, the Coca-Cola 600 and then obviously Atlanta, which just wrapped up, were incredible races and are going to be unforgettable. Some of the best racing in the FedEx Cup Series history, as we actually moved some drivers down to Xfinity that were not performing well and wrecking a lot of people, and it seemed to work out really well for the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series, and we're going to be continuing to do that. Even if people don't like it, we have to move you down if you're wrecking a lot of people to Xfinity and trucks, if you obviously get approved from the owners of Xfinity and trucks, because we cannot have the main Cup Series filled with a bunch of rookies wrecking each other, as that's not how the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series is supposed to be. It's supposed to be some of the best drivers in the whole league thing, and yeah, it's the FedEx Cup Series, and it's supposed to be some of the best drivers. through those first 5 or 6 races, we also had lag issues. We had to redo some races. It was just a complete mess. Don't even want to think about that. So now we're going to go talk about the future, which is we also covered the last 2 races of the regular season. Those we covered. Indianapolis is going to be a crazy one. Daytona is obviously also going to be a crazy one. But now it's time to cover the playoffs. So you're for the 3rd season in a row, your playoff opener will be the Southern 500 Darlington, the Darlington throwback race. I've already got my throwback plans. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is yet, but I think it's a really good throwback. And I even got the sponsor right. So even got it down to that last detail. So everybody will be running throwbacks. Just like the patriotic weekend, the Coke 600, like my patriotic car right here. So that's how it's going to be. Everybody pretty much will be running throwback cars. It's going to be a great weekend. And yeah, for the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series, the Darlington Throwback Race, one of the favorite weekends of the series every season, as well the Coke 600, and then obviously Speed Weeks for the Daytona 500. That's more of the favorite. So that will be the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series playoff opener. So, and then I'm pretty sure we have either Miami. I think it's either Miami or Michigan next, but either one, Miami, Michigan. Then you go into the round of 8, a round of 6. I mean, that's where you lock. We eliminated 2 drivers. Then that is the round where if you win a race, you lock yourself into the championship if you're in the playoffs. So that consists of obviously Talladega, and I'm pretty sure Miami. So those are the 2 races. If you win one of those, you're into the Championship 4 at Chicagoland Speedway. And whichever driver finishes high out of those 4 Championship 4 drivers at Chicagoland will obviously be your NASCAR FedEx Cup Series Season 3 champion. So that's how it's going to go for the rest of the season. We'll have hopefully some more amazing racing. Chicagoland could be an incredible championship battle. Who knows who can make it? There's so many drivers that haven't won the season, so many drivers below the cut line that can make it, point their way in, win a race, make it all the way to the championship 4, who knows, pull an upset, and maybe even win the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series championship. Who knows? So your 2 champions so far are Railfan, who won the Season 1 championship in the 66 Ford Mustang for Cobra Motorsports, and in Season 2, Bryce, who won the championship for Blue Ninja 3 Motorsports, who I'm pretty sure, not completely confirmed yet, I don't think, but they will be closing down. So your championship team, just like Furniture Racing with Mark Jr. in real life, is going to be closing down. So Bryce will be trying to make 2 championships in a row. He's got a pretty good shot at it. We'll see what he can do. Bryce will try to be doing that one more time. He'll try to win his 2nd championship. Can he go 2 in a row? That'll be the first time in FedEx Cup Series history. Who knows? The championship 4 basically has been like the same, except one other driver rotating. It's been me, Railfan, and Dizzy every single season. We'll see if how much changes. I think a lot could change, and it's just completely unpredictable who will be able to make the playoffs. Even just drivers locked in with wins are obviously locked in, and then it's also going to be unpredictable who's going to make it on points, and it's going to be a crazy end to the regular season, and who knows what's going to happen in the playoffs. It's going to be insane. Get ready and getting excited for the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series second half of Season 3. This is where it heats up. We're getting ready to go for the run to the championships in Season number 3. So who will be your champion? We'll be finding out a little bit later this season, that all happens at Chicagoland for the final race of the season. But we still got a lot of more racing to do in the Xfinity Series and Truck Series as well, as we get you ready for the playoffs in the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series. So that'll wrap up episode 1 of the FedEx Cup Series podcast. Just wanted to make a little short episode here, just showing off what the FedEx Cup Series podcast could be. We could have some more drivers come on here, guest stars, and a lot of other stuff happening here on the podcast. More stuff to look forward to. Not sure when the next podcast will be, but it'll hopefully be pretty soon, I want to keep on doing these now as the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series podcast. First, the episode 1, we'll be wrapping it out. So that's your first episode of the NASCAR FedEx Cup Series podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are excited about the next half of the season, and drivers, get ready for the next half of the season. This is obviously where it heats up, and it's time for your run for the championship. So that'll wrap it up, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast or video. Goodbye.